Oh yes, today is December 26th, 2021, and I'm gonna be making some series of videos about what if I would have had met Jess back in September before she died. But let's get to the point. For the last couple of months, I've been so devastated and so heartbroken and so like paralyzed over her death. I mean, this is something still like in a disbelief. She's gone. It happened so fast. I mean, like one of the things what really bothers me was like I couldn't get a hold to her on that September 5th and that September 6th. She died on the 7th. They said, but I ain't find out till the 9th when two girls of her friends posted on Facebook, and I found out about the funeral on the 11th, and I got there on the 14th, but it was a closed casket because of her religion is Catholic, but they had a private viewing of her on the 13th, the family and stuff. And I had a chance to kiss the coffin, had a chance to say my final goodbye to her while her sister-in-law and they kissed, and her sister-in-law and her brother and kids stand right next to me. I had to try to give my condolences to the family, but her son wasn't there, and her father wasn't there for some reason. I don't know. So, I mean, but I'm just trying to make with if I would have got up with her because I did talk to her on the 1st of September, and the biggest mistake was I should have offered her more money than $40, but I was a little mad about her. I was a little mad at her about something in August. I don't even want to discuss. I should have had let that shit go, but I'm just like being real. But I just have been so devastated for the last couple of months since she had died and stuff, man. I mean, I'm still like in a disbelief. Sometimes I just want her back. I mean, I had my issues. I mean, I wish things could have been different between us. I miss her. I either got a tattoo of her on my arm because not see because her death, not only her death affected me, was I lost both of my parents, my mom in 2013, my dad in 2019. I lost my dad 2 weeks after I had met her. I mean, cause 2 weeks, I mean, when I met her 2 weeks later, my dad died, and I was devastated at that. I actually ran into her like what was it, like 2 days after my father passed, on I think on the 31st of July 2019. And we actually caught the bus back home, and she comforted me and stuff, and because she was dealing with the death of her son's father. She said she was married to, but they said she wasn't. But I don't know what that issue is. So, and she said she found one of her friends dead who had OD. But a lot of people don't even know how she died and stuff. But that's a different story for a different time. So, I mean, so I've been affected. I mean, I have been psychological affected, not only her death, but like I'm still like reeling over the death of my parents. What I had lost less than a 10-year time span, and it turns out both of her kids, she had by two different fathers. Both of their fathers is deceased, and they lost their parents less than a 10-year time span too. And I can relate any pain. But her daughter is 4 years old, but she probably she won't even remember any of them time she grows up. And her son, I don't know. I don't. I mean, he's old enough to remember them. I mean, I'm still dealing with the tragic loss of her because I was already still dealing with the death of my parent, and I had my own issues what I had never truly confront. That's what I'm working on now. But we are still in 2021, and this is the year she died, devastated. So I'm gonna be making some series or some video about what if I would have got up with her and how would the things would have been if I would have got up with her in September, and what the scenario was, how I would have found out she would have had died or anything like that. Because when she died, her family, they was trying to keep her death a secret from her friend, because all the people who showed up at the funeral, cause I was there, was friends and was close friends to the family and her relative. That was a packed funeral, but all the people who was there have had truly no close association with her like how I did, and probably her mom and her dad and her kids. And I mean, they really like try to keep her death secret, like, and try to keep it off limit from all the people who was a close associate to her. That's how I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna say it like that.